All right, this is for the forums, Drew. Everybody's been asking.
Yep, whenever I post it, I always got to make some long explanation, so I figured I'd make a video on it. So, got my brother's Rev here, first gen, obviously. It's a 600 with 700 cylinders on it, and a ZX chassis, pretty cool. But it needs to be more nimble.
Yep.
Because right now, what do we got here for stance?
What is this trail setup here?
Yeah, it's 42.
Yeah, we can't be having that. That's gonna be horrible for off trail.
Come over here.
Yeah, check out Drew's rig.
This is what we'll make it, cut it down to. About 36 and a half.
And it sits a little bit taller too.
Yep,
when you narrow those
about 2-3 inches higher. And he has Gen 5 spindles with it.
to make it sit even taller.
Yep, and it fixes the ball joint binding. When you move these in too far, this ball joint will actually bind up here. So with these,
To fix that,
we'll compare it. So this distance, when this is flush, obviously this ball joint's sitting up a lot higher.
yeah, so it's less likely to bind up.
Yeah,
Just
less
get
binding on that ball joint.
better angles overall.
And it sits an inch taller. Here, it's about a half inch. We'll have no sway bar, and then we'll have to cut down the inner tie rod too. I cut down the inside so you can keep this notch. And then when you do this, it's also good to do a skid drop, which he also has.
Yeah, he's already got that done.
Season.
Yeah.
Although I see he moved it forward, it was back here, but he had some binding issues.
Yeah, with the SC4 skid swap.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing should be dialed for this winter.
Yep. Brass bushings need them.
Yep.
The plastic ones are all blown out.
Every time.
Do the fourth set. Everyone has been shot. So.
Yep. So we'll give you some measurements and videos of us pulling apart, and then measurements of what we're cutting. Just a full how-to video.
Yep. Every step. So. All right, so we're back. Got everything off, as you can see. Fortunately for me, but unfortunate for the video, all these bushings came out. None of them got stuck in there. But if you do have one of these get stuck on the bolt, a lot of the times they'll rust right to the bolt and then spin inside the bushing. So in that case, I make a cut diagonally with an angle grinder. You want to cut through the arm and about halfway into this tube. And then I usually take a grinder wheel to open up that cut into the control arm and shove either a screwdriver or a pry bar in between there, and you can spin the bolt and it'll break it free. Then of course you weld it shut and make it look all good again. So now we'll get them up in the vise. We'll get all this paint off the front side, because as you can see, this front bar is perpendicular to this mount. So we're gonna hack this off here and cut this here. We'll change this angle later. We'll just focus on these front sections here for now. So then took the sway or tie rods out. We'll be cutting on the inside, and this is left-hand thread, so focus. Make sure you get a left-handed threaded tap for that. I'll figure out the size. We'll get that in the video, but yeah. All right, so I just recorded everything and didn't save, but this is the lower arm here. Cut the back of it off. Not worried about that for now, so we'll set that aside. Get to that later. That's the bushing for that. And then I took out 1 5/8 inches from this arm, so as you can see, after I sanded it down, used a straight edge. It wasn't this, but it's sitting in my box. Anyways, slide it up good, make a mark, perpendicular. So that way when you cut it down 1 5/8 inches, you can butt it right up, and it wouldn't have twisted at all. So we don't want to change our caster, none of that. So yeah, got the tick torch all set up, ready to weld. 105 amps, no pulse for the tacks. I'll probably use pulse when I'm actually doing the whole thing, so. Pull it out, make sure it's level. Not all crooked. Come down here.
All right, Dribby's back.
Yep, tacked up that front section like you saw, and then I just bolted up that, well, lightly threaded in that rear mount that I cut. So we're just gonna lightly hold that up. The angle looks good on it actually. So now we can see we're hitting here. So there's a little mark at the top. As you can see, that's about how much we got to cut it down.
Approximately.
Now you can see this moves quite a bit. This bushing has a lot of play. So I'm probably gonna add an 1/8 inch or so, because you don't want them bound up where they're kind of pinching each other in. Makes it a pain to install. So pick something in the middle. I'll just mark it right now. So I'll cut on the inside of that line instead.
Let's see how she
You can always cut it down more, so don't take too much off. Yep.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yep. So I'll clean this up, bevel both ends, do the same thing. Hold it up. If it looks good, then we'll weld it up fully, and then move on to the upper arm. All right, we're back. Got this all tacked up. I got a couple tacks up at the top there, a couple at the bottom here, so you can see. No binding at all, free movement. And yeah, we'll just pull this all out now and get it all welded up. And just repeat the same thing for the other side, and then we'll get to the upper arms, which are a little more tedious. So we'll have to take our time with those. All right, we're back bright and early. That's PM, by the way. Anyways. Got this side all welded up. Didn't do a good enough job filming the upper arm yesterday, so I'm gonna try and do a better job filming it today on this side here. Alright, we're back. Got everything cut up. Well, except for this front arm yet. So I got the horizontal line drawn across here. And then I'm not worried about the measurements of this bar right now, so just cut it there for now. Beveled both ends. Sorry, didn't do that one yet. So we're ready to go. We'll cut that end down, bevel that, tack them up. That'll be after we cut this one here. So let's measure out 1 or 7/8 on this one. And tack it up, and then we'll hold it back up in the machine and get this one cut up and tacked up. And yeah, check up there. All right, so now it's time to put the spindles on so we can get that upper arm set right. Missing the bushings for this Gen 5 spindle set, so I whipped up some 3D printed bushings that'll temporarily work so we can get it all mocked up. And these will go on either side to make up for the extra distance there. And the nice part about when you actually get the bushings, they're usually just one piece. You can adjust the side that they're on and change your stance that way. So you have a little bit more adjustment there for if you're doing trail riding all day or off trail another day. So yeah, let's get this assembled. All right, got it all put together there. As you can see, we got the 2 little bushings on either side and keep it centered. And that'll do. Got the spindle on here. And you can see right now it's got a little bit of camber. So what I'm going to do with these Gen 5 spindles is just max out that lower ball joint. Just push it in as much as I can. And that actually looks pretty vertical. So as you can see on the other side, it's all welded up. Did the same thing. The camber looks perfect. So I'm going to repeat that process over here. Pushing that all the way up and then lining up this tube that I cut. There was my original mark at 7/8, but it's looking like I'll have to take a little bit more than that off of these Gen 5 spindles. Get a better view of that. So it's looking more like an inch and 1/8. So we'll get that cut, tacked up, and I'll be right back. All right, so I got it all up in the vise here after cutting it down. Got both ends beveled. Ended up taking out about 33.9, call it 34 millimeters on the upper arm. So we'll get this all welded up and then we'll start mocking up this rear tube here. All right, just got the second arm tacked up on the sled. Looking good. We're gonna weld it up fully and move on to the other side. All right, so we're back. Arms are on and painted. As you saw in the last clip, we were sanding them down, cleaning them up, getting them ready. And now we're just putting it all back together. So now that the arms are finally going back together, we can start tapping the tie rods. So we see if this will focus. This is a M10 by 1.25 left-hand thread. left-handed, because I'm not going to cut down the outside. Oh, what am I doing? Anyways, I still want to keep this notch here. I don't want it to be all the way down here at the end. I guess it could be, but I like to cut down the inside, and this is reverse threaded. So make sure you get you a left-handed threaded tap. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Got to put some stickers on there, of course, but other than that, that's all there is to it.